Hi guys, and welcome to another explanation video about WordPress. In this case, the differences between WordPress.com and WordPress.org and which one suits your business best. So let's not waste any more seconds and let's jump into the video. Let's start with WordPress.com and the difference compared to WordPress.org. So basically what WordPress.com is, it is a sort of SaaS platform of WordPress itself. You can easily start your website by clicking this button. However, you will pay a monthly or annual fee to use it. Yeah, that's a bit of a benefit and a downside at the same time, because that means all the support you're getting is within that rate you pay. Basically, you will not have hosting and stuff. However, you will have a fixed fee per month for using this system, and also you have some limitations based on the plan you choose. So when you choose the free plan, for example, you will not have a known domain name. For example, we have WOOSA.com. The domain name will be woosa.wordpress.com, and that's not very nice for customers. So more functionalities you want, the more you will pay, and you can also of course pay monthly, but then the monthly price will be increased compared to the annual price. So check if you choose WordPress.com because of the ease of use and the easy way to start everything. Check please what you need within those plans, and if you can miss that amount each month within your maybe starting business or in your growing business. Compared to WordPress.org, it's a different website, has a very clear state like Meet WordPress. It's an open source software, and that's basically what it is. You can download it for free, clicking the download button, and then you will receive a zip file with WordPress, its source code basically, and that's one of the key benefits of open source. But you should choose yourself a hosting plan. For example, I explained that in a different video, how to install WordPress, which hosting plan we advise, but basically you can choose every single hosting plan to run WordPress on. So that's one of the differences between WordPress.com. WordPress.com is SaaS with a fixed fee per month or per year, and WordPress.org is free to download, but you still need to pay for hosting. Basically, you can never choose wrong in this case. However, if you would like to have lots of flexibility, then WordPress.org is the way to go, since it's open source, so you have more flexibility to adjust some code by adding your own plugins, for example, to do debugging, to check logs. So you will have more flexibility basically compared to SaaS. Also, with regards to user experience, it is very easy lately to install WordPress on your hosting, because most hosting providers have an easy button where you can install WordPress with just one click and don't have to do it manually. In this case, I am on Trends IP, and here it says in Dutch, sorry about that, install WordPress. And basically it's just one button, install, and then your hosting provider will do all the steps you need for WordPress to work on your hosting. And via email, you will get the confirmation that it's installed, and that you can log into your WordPress backend. So basically it does everything from creating a database, from creating configuration files, from creating users to log in. Everything is done within your hosting provider. And hosting providers like GoDaddy, for example, also support that as a tool. So you can easily install WordPress via your hosting. So now you know it's very easy to install WordPress.org. I want to show you how it's done on WordPress.com, because you need to know the differences. Like I said before, WordPress.com is SaaS, which means you will pay a monthly fee. This also means setting up a website is very easy. Basically, the only thing you need to do is creating an account at WordPress.com and then follow all the steps to start a business. And then basically when you have walked through the 3 steps WordPress is asking of you, then you are done and you will see a WordPress backend where you can manage and maintain your own website. So to narrow it down in small steps, WordPress.com is just creating a website and follow the 3 steps WordPress is asking. WordPress.org is downloading WordPress, purchase a hosting plan, and then install WordPress via the hosting plan. So both have 3 steps. The approach is different, but it's as easy as I explain it at this moment. So once you have done the steps on WordPress.com, you will get a backend like this, which is slightly different compared to WordPress.org. It's a more closed environment. You can easily click create a site and let's say WOOSA. Well, of course, WOOSA.com is not available at this moment because we already have it, but WOOSA.blog is available. So basically what WordPress.com does is it creates a website at first and then it asks you to create a domain. Let's say WOOSA is the best. Well, that one is available, so I can select this one. As you might notice that you will see a .com domain. Maybe you would like to have a .nl or a .de domain because that's the country you are in at this moment. So basically what it says, NL domains are not available for registration on WordPress.com. You should purchase the .nl domain basic via another hosting provider, via a third-party hosting provider. So that makes WordPress.com a bit more complex than it says at first, because now you need WordPress.com to pay for your SaaS, basically for your site monthly or yearly. And now they're also saying if you want a .nl domain or a .de or a .be, you should purchase it via a third-party hosting provider, and there you also will have different costs. So it sounds to me a bit similar now to WordPress.org, and my first impression is, okay, if this happens, then please choose WordPress.org because it's way more easy to have your domain and your hosting and your WordPress installation just by one hosting provider. Having that said, let's choose woosasthebest.com just to show you how it works. They ask you to select a plan, basically, or you can start with a free site. Let's start with the site instead. Then they want to have your contact details. And this is weird. I find this weird. I need to purchase, of course, my domain. So that's weird. They ask you to choose a domain at first, and then you can choose to start with a free site, but then still you should purchase your domain. Feels a bit off to me. So let's skip this step now, and let's see if I can somehow just start a free website. Yes. Cool. So you can basically skip the paid step because you don't want to use the domain name for now, for example, and you will have a free site. And then you will see above, WOOSAisthebest.wordpress.com. So that is our domain for the free website. And if we want to make it more professional, we should just then purchase the domain via WordPress.com or via the hosting provider. And now you can basically start with designing your WordPress website. You can add themes, for example. Here, all the free and paid themes are available. You can install a theme which you have purchased on ThemeForest, for example. You can add plugins. Let's say I want to have Yoast. We can add Yoast, for example, or we can upload a plugin. We can add users, for example. So we can do literally everything that you can also do with WordPress.org. However, there's one difference which I would like to jump into now, which is a bit more difficult. The FTP server is basically the server that holds all the server files to make the logic of your WordPress website and the WordPress CMS. With WordPress.com, you don't have access to FTP as far as I know. You will have that when you're using WordPress.org. And why is that useful? Well, if you have technical knowledge, then you might want to debug sometime your website, maybe because it's slow, you want to deactivate some plugins to see if that solves the problem, and you can do so within your backend of WordPress, but it's way more convenient to do it via the FTP server by adding, for example, an underscore to the plugin folder map so that it will be disabled and you can test if it increases the speed of your website. So if you are not a technical person, then WordPress.com will be fine to use. However, if a technical person is planning to use it, or you're planning to hire a technical person in the future, then I suggest to always go for WordPress.org. Last but not least, why you should choose WordPress.com or WordPress.org for your business. Which business suits best to which option? Let me give you a couple of comparisons. Why choose WordPress.com? It's easy to install if you don't have knowledge of technical. It's easy to work with because updates and hosting will be automated. If everything goes wrong, then you can blame either WordPress.com or you can blame your hosting provider. And what's good to know, you will have the same access to themes and plugins, so you can install them via the repository of WordPress, or you can upload them when you have downloaded a premium one. Then let's compare WordPress.com to WordPress.org. WordPress.org is easy to install via your hosting provider. Most of the time the hosting provider supports just a one-click button to install WordPress to your server. It's a very flexible system since it's open source, mainly for people with tech knowledge. So if you plan to hire a developer, then you should go for WordPress.org. However, WordPress.org requires more maintenance from your end because you are having your own server. Even though it's via a hosting provider, you still need to make sure that you frequently update your plugins and themes so that your shop will be safe, your website will be safe. And you will have access to all functionalities, no limitations or upgrading plans. So compared to WordPress.com, if you want an extra functionality like we have seen in the beginning of this video, you should upgrade your plan. With WordPress.org, you will have access to all functionalities. That was it for today, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up below this video. And for now, I will thank you again. My name is Jessica Risch and I'm the founder and owner of WOOSA, and we develop and maintain premium WooCommerce plugins. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.